It's a believer's cycle. We already know that, don't we, friends? There's a lot of things we really have to like believe in, yeah? This is others BTC ratio. It's the weekly chart. Notice that we've just been bleeding forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And we're still down here. So what are we playing for? We're just praying for the pump. That's it. We believe it's all going to work out. I can also show you the others BTC ratio on a log chart. This is the monthly. Notice that we had 5 red in a row. My gosh. We thought it was going to go up, but it continued to just bleed down. What can you do, man? That's just life. That's life, okay? You're here to hold. That's what I'm here to do, friends. Not financial advice. You can do what the hell you want. No crying in the casino. I'm here to hold the whole cycle. I'm here to play whatever is dealt along my way. And talk about a believer's cycle, friends. There were so many times on Bitcoin's path where it looked like it was over. Right here, see, this is a green monthly candle, man. Friends, this is a scam candle. This was USDC depegging. Man, remember that? They depegged the only thing linked to the government, which is USDC. Because back then, Tether USDT didn't have the Coconut Intelligence Agency pretty much working deep within, which they do, by the way. So every time we came to these points of inflection, we thought it was over. Remember Japan's Pokemon Island? The yen carry trade exploded here. And then we just have everybody selling here. Even Uncle Bobby sold. Ben Copeland was like, you're all going home. All of you are going home. It all came down here with Trump tariffs. What did we say? We'll say, look, man, it could be over, but I'm just going to hold anyway. Why? Because I believe. I'm here to mog all the non-believers here with you. That's exactly what we're here to do. Now, speaking about belief as well, friends, PulseChain as well, getting dunked on right here. Man, it's been down 90% from that launch high. It actually went down as low as 95%. My gosh. Is that really true? My gosh. Went down 95%. What do you do, man? What do you do? Believe a cycle. It's tough. But yeah, also during these periods of time, friends, whenever people, there's always like 99% of us, we're fine. We get it. We get it. It's hard, man. It's hard. There's a lot of people, liquidity, market caps, everything. We know it's tough. But then there's always that one person comes out of nowhere, and they just start snapping, and they go, oh, scam, all this or that. And we just tell them, dude, just click sell and leave. No one wants you here. Literally no one wants you here. No one cares. Just block and mute yourself or just leave. Literally no one cares. And they always get a bit of fright and terror because they are so self-absorbed. They think they're the center of the universe. And they've never had someone like me literally tell them, bro, you own this coin, sell it. I don't want you in it. Literally click sell, walk away. No one wants you here. No one wants your shitty little money or your crappy little mind share either. You're literally net negative. Just get out. Okay, that actually startles a lot of people when they see that. A lot of people actually respect me for that strength because I have so much confidence in what I do. I literally I tell people to click sell, friends. Well, esoteric knowledge, I've been in for a long time, friends. I know markets, dude. The markets, they're bigger than you. They're bigger than you. All right, they're much bigger than you. Okay, they will pump and they'll dump with or without you. And do we have many circumstances to think about in terms of like, you know, believing in the cycle? Well, you can look at many past examples out there, friends. You know, I know it doesn't look like much now, but friends, Ethereum was called one of the biggest scams in crypto when it was down here at $150. Do you know that? It was down here. The Bitcoin maxis said, you're never going to be decentralized. Never. Now it's funny. Now Ethereum's criticism is that they're too decentralized. It's funny how that changes. And they made it out. They invented DeFi and all these other stuff out here. Now, it's kind of sad with the ETH-BTC ratio. It's pretty much erased all the gains, but that's markets, friends. You know, that's markets. I hope one day when we're finally out of this, it runs on fumes for a very long time. I hope we get that. Continuing our talk about belief, friends. I wanted to give you this quick update as well. Like, you know, friends, from pDAI, it is exactly 555,555x to $1 from the bottom. Okay, that's the pDAI to Pulse ratio. But I just want to remind you of something, okay? So gently also remind yourself that in 2019 to 2020, HEX, remember friends, HEX, and its run, it did its prophecy run. Richard said it was designed to do a 10,000x, and it did. It did a 10,000x, okay? You needed full faith back then too. You literally needed full faith. And what type of faith, friends? Well, you're watching a guy in a top hat, Richard, who had access to all these coins, okay? And the crypto industry, the entire crypto industry had never seen a case where one guy potentially owned all the supply, okay, which is the HEX origin address. Friends, you're literally watching a guy in a top hat. No one's ever seen anything like it, okay? Literally his first cycle unicorn, okay? A guy comes out, he's talking about these theories and stuff out here. But look, at the end of the day, the T shares and all this staking, it didn't mean anything, dude. He has potential access to 95% of the coins at the start. He could have killed it immediately. Okay. And by the way, we did have examples in crypto. When someone did own a lot of the supply, they would rug and abandon for their 10 or $20 million. And like, I'll give you an example, friends. Have you heard of a coin called DogeCoin? Friends, DogeCoin, remember, you know DogeCoin is a success right now, but DogeCoin back here, the founder dumped all his Doge down here for like 40 grand or 20 grand. He bought a Honda Civic. Okay. And then obviously it did a 4,000x after he dumped. You see that? But friends, you didn't know that. Look what Dogecoin's chart looked like after he sold, man. This was it. This was Doge after he sold. And I want you to have a true appreciation for everything, friends, because this is the chart you always see. You're like, oh, the things just go up. No. Okay, like, let's go and look at what it looked like, dude. Put it on a linear chart. This is what you're looking at, okay? This is what you're looking at. An imaginary dog poop, literally, pun intended, dog poop, internet currency, a crypto thingy on the internet that does nothing, and you don't even know if this inflation is correct for the future. You got no idea this is what it looked like, man. So, friends, you tell me, what were you looking at right here that told you to believe? Nothing. Oh, I believe what? In a picture of a dog? That's all it is? Oh, it's just a picture of a cute dog. That's what you're going to hold on to? Remind you of anything, though? Literally all your crypto bags now? All my crypto bags? It's the same shit. It's literally the same thing. Friends, you literally had nothing. This is the thing. You had no cycles to go off. Yet it's never before seen. First cycle unicorn. You've never, ever seen anything like this before. It's a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Oh, hey, let's put a dog to it. What do you think people were saying when Dogecoin was down here, friends? Do you think they were saying, oh yeah, this thing's definitely going up? No. They were saying, how stupid are you? You've lost all your money. Stop talking about this scam. The founder even left. You see? But then some fantastical things happened, didn't they? A little bit of a pump here, pump here. Look at this. It retraced the whole move. Here's the thing, friends. It would have been so easy, like, for you to sell a Doge here. You made a 10x, comes back down, 75%. You think it's over. All right, but then look what's happened. Whoa, it goes up again. And then, oh my gosh. Whoa, that's the Elon Musk run. Whoa, check that out, huh? See, it's what I mean, friends. When I say it's the same thing, I don't, like, it's not guarantee anything's going to go up. I'm just telling you. See the information that you look at right now where they're like, oh, there's so many question marks. I don't know if anything's going to move up. Yeah, friends. It's the same stuff. Same uncertainty. Okay, that's why I'm showing you, man. When you're looking at Richard Hart first cycle, friends, when you're looking at this guy, right, he had his top hat on back then. He's like, yeah, you've never seen anything like this before. Some guy just comes out on stream, does 3 hours per day. It was interesting, right? Even when Richard Hart was promoting HEX on stream back when he started, people were saying he's promoting it to dump it. So they were like basically fading the green candles. They're like, oh, he's just going to sell it later on. He's going to scam you. Right? So with HEX, it did complete the 10,000x prophecy from the bottom. I guess a bit of the confusion with a lot of people is they think HEX went up only because of the staking game theory T-share thing. No, it's all the package together. You can't grab one thing. It is what it is, okay? You know, a bit of DeFi, a bit of Ethereum going up, a bit of Richard raising money in ETH ICO and rotating the profits, a bit of the staking, game share, the streaming. It's all, everything together. It's all magic together. That's why you can't just pluck one thing out and expect to emulate it, right? Now, with pDAI, friends, this is interesting, yeah? We do see that there is a large supply in the maker raiders' hands. So Catty, surfacing. So I don't know how much there is. I guess maybe like 10 billion pDAI out of the 44 billion or whatever. They have a lot of supply. Mr. 99's been like checking it out. And like it might get some people to question stuff. But here's the thing, man. Like I'm not saying, see, this is where people always say, oh, this time is different. This time is different. Yeah, I guess now with the benefit of hindsight, you know Richard didn't end up rugging because now we're in year 5. So you go and go, oh, I could easily trust Richard Hart if he told me to hold on to a coin because it's Richard. You know, he didn't rug by now. But you can't say that, man, because back then Richard had no altcoin that he had released that you can say he never rugged. There are many altcoiners, friends. They do multiple altcoin rug scams. Like that Japanese dude who was a part of the Cardano, who was a co-founder of Cardano. He rugs for $10 million a project. Remember, I made that video for you. He goes around, and by the way, Bybit and KuCoin let him mint tokens on his chain and send it to their exchange and dump. And here you are trying to tell me PulseChain's not worthy to be on your chain. Get out of here, bro. You're literally rugging your own customers. This guy is milking everybody because he got milked on Celsius. He lost about $40 million on Celsius. The real value that he's lost today is worth like 120 million because he lost a lot of Bitcoin. Yeah, so he's probably thought to himself, oh, I want to take my 7 pounds of flesh from the market now. You took money from me. I'm going to go out there and take money from everybody else. Right, I got robbed. I'm going to go rob everybody else. It's very nihilistic. It's a scarcity mindset. So that's what they're doing. He's coming out just rugging every new project. 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. You know, and these exchanges enable it, right? So... But that's a guy who, like, imagine you put your faith in him. You just keep getting rugged over and over and over again. Okay, so we can't just say, oh, it's easy to just trust the guy in the top hat with Richard Hort. See, this is the thing, friends. I don't know the path, right? Is there a peg? Is there going to be a 10-to-1 hand in? I don't know, friends. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, okay? But you didn't know the path back then either. You did not know HEX was going to hit 10,000x, okay? You had no idea, right? So I can show you the chart now. This is the HEX price chart. You did not know this thing was going to hit 10,000x. Okay, friend, this could have easily stopped at 500x. Okay, it could have easily stopped there. So remember, so if 10,000x was 55 cents, then 1,000x would have been 5 cents. Yeah, and then 500x would have been 2.5 cents. It could have stopped here, friends. There you go. Look at that chart. Right, there's HEX chart. It could have stopped. There you go. Look at that. Could have done that. You've done your 500x. See you later. Go home. Could have done that. By the way, it's kind of like if you see, that's where the EHEX price chart is. Maybe it was meant to stop there. I don't know. Okay. See, it's still a success story. It did a 500 multiplier on your money. Wow. See, you did not know. Imagine it did hit, like, you could have gotten scared, by the way. You could have said, man, I don't know if this thing's going to hit 10,000x like you designed. I'm just going to get out 500x. I'm done. Okay, but then you sell 2.5 cents, and then you have to watch the mania unfold, which is okay looking at it from now. But back then, oh my gosh, imagine the pain. Up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Up, up, up. You see, ain't so easy, is it? So if you read into it, friends, they just held on. They staked and believed. Nobody knew it would actually do that. Nobody. Okay? No one. Have a look at this picture appreciation as well. Here are Richard's nipples, cartoon nipples here. See that? No one knew it was going to do that. I'm not saying it's going to repeat again, but we don't know. Okay? I'm just saying, if you're looking at pDAI and you're just putting up this linear chart, and you, friends, it's all mental. It's mental marketing framework. You can make anything look good and anything look bad. All right, you can. You see this? I've scrunched it up and I've made it a linear chart. Yeah, but actually, look how dog poop this thing looked down here as well. Didn't this look poop? You're like, ha, you're dead. Look at this. This is what it looked like. Yeah, but look what ends up happening. Comes back again. Ha. Oh, now you're definitely dead. Oh, you see that? I don't know if it's going to repeat again, but I'm just showing you. It's the same story, Habib. It's what do I mean by same story? Okay, there's a community of believers, right? And it's contrarian and it's a cult. Okay, very similar. Yeah, rumored Richard Hart 555,555x to $1. It's the chart's encoded. Okay, before the caddy capitulation destruction thing, 99% down, had a good chart. Now chart's ruined, but hey, it's almost like every single talking point you were relying on to hold on, it pretty much got collapsed. Now it's literally, you just got to believe if you're in it. Maybe it's by design. Maybe, like I said, friends, how I rationalize it, maybe Ethereum is not guaranteed to hit $20,000 this cycle. Maybe it's only going to hit 8 to 10 in the worst case. Okay, maybe Richard's planned for that worst case. He goes, well, what if Ethereum does stop? Then we can't complete the prophecy this cycle. I don't want that. I want something. I want glory. Right? It could be that, right? Could be that. Nobody knows the path to peg, and maybe that's better. This only leaves strong hands to continue to hold. The only way you get to see a glorious rise that goes up only is when the market has capitulated out of weak hands. So that's why I've shown you this zoom up of the linear chart here to show you, see this? Like if you're holding at this point, obviously you believe that's it. It's not like, oh, I'm saved by, oh, Richard never said to stop buying it. And then he goes, yeah, he did. Stop buying pDAI. Oh, what about the, like all these unknowns? Bang, 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 come in. Same thing with PulseChain, friends. PulseChain HEX. Wait, look, okay. Because pDAI, it's esoteric cult friendship. It's a cult within a cult. Yeah, but don't forget, PulseChain's a cult, friends. PulseChain's a cult. Friends, literally everyone over crypto, they still say, go check all the Bitcoiners and everything. They go, Richard Hart scammer, Richard Hart scammer. He scammed, he rugged, he left. Yeah, all these people, they know what they're talking about. They're soy boy scum. Okay? But if they ask us, hey, how did you believe at the time? We're like, okay, well, man, instead of running away, we looked at the SEC. We had Mr. Nuclear Herbs. He was smoking some big fat nuclear herbs, and he told us some knowledge like, oh, they have a weak case. Okay? And then he had the lawyers. We did the research. He had the same lawyers as Elon Musk, as Donald Trump. You know, we had people in the court. We had Judge Auntie Carol. Friends, even Ivan the great technologist, was in so much disbelief at the information I was relaying from inside the court. He thought I was making it up. If you go back and watch Ivan's stream back in late October, early November of last year, he read my post. He was so like baffled by how I had insider information that the court case was going really well for Richard. He just he read half of it. He's like, where's he getting this from? This can't be right. He just pretty much threw it out. He threw it out. I was like, where's this coming from? Okay, but if you just check my other post, because that's what I've done, friends. I can't write 15 essays in every single post, right? Simba's just totally, that's why if someone asks at the end, hey, how did you know to get this? Well, we didn't know crap. It was just that there's a community, there's believers, there's a cult, which contrarian, memes, cults, religions, following the archetype, okay? We have freedom of speech, freedom of movement. There are these core beliefs that are underpinning everything. They're very general, they're neutral. There are very, very widespread, like freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of privacy, right? Like not everybody likes to take a dump with the door open, you know what I mean? Like everybody can get behind that, right? So we sat there. Oh, then the Interpol came out, friends. I remember like even Stokesy and everyone was like, Interpol, he really is a scammer. We're like, whoa, let's check the Interpol. The aggravated tax result, that's a bunch of shit, bunch of BS, because Finland got to prove that they own the freaking Ethereum blockchain. How do you know Donald Trump doesn't own the Ethereum blockchain? Okay, so it's their tax money. So there were holes in that already. And then we end up finding out, friends, Richard's tweet, as I want to move on to, Richard's tweet pretty much said, translation, he pretty much says, oh, someone may have put the PulseChain Sacrifice money. It was donated for a charity. And the charity has no taxes paid on it. So it's not actually Finland's money. It was set up in a country and they actually own it. That address doesn't belong to Finland. It belongs to this other country entity, and it's a charity tax wallet. So there you go. It's not and then you check it. Oh, what about the violent tax assault? Then we checked it and we're like, okay, there are no reports. People went and contacted all the Finland journalists, and they were just relaying information from somewhere. Where's this 16-year-old kid that Richard allegedly bashed? And then we checked on stream, friends. Thank you to the baby who went this. They went and checked Richard's stream during the time of the alleged assault. He had knuckles as smooth as a baby's bum. His knuckles were untouched. But if you read the description, it goes, apparently he dragged the kid. He like bruised him with his bare knuckles. Yes, I'm just a fat billionaire. No, man, I don't think so, bro. I don't think a billionaire goes around wanting to bash 16-year-old kids out here. And by the way, he did mention that once he got assaulted by the fashion police because he was wearing like a bit of the eyeliner, I think, for the outrage marketing. So it could have been just one of these weird spastic kids. I'll slap him out myself if I see him. Probably felt, a lot of closet homosexuals. They get like really, like when they see other people who are like flamboyant, they get like really aggravated. Okay, they're like, oh, I want to kill them, but they're the biggest homos themselves. You know what I mean? Those people, they're the ones that are projecting. They're projecting like, oh, why do you get to go around and like talk about willies all the time and flash your willy out to other dudes and go to all the gay bars? I don't get to do that, because I'm ostracizing my family. Those are the people out there, friends. So people like me and you who we can joke about it, we're like, oh yeah, this is one of those things, like watching a South Park episode. It's nothing, just get over it. Okay, like there's a lot of other hardcore things in the world you can worry about and then worry about this, okay? But there's people who are like, so when you have that deeper state of mind, You go, oh, maybe it is a bunch of BS. Okay, so that's, friends, all these people out here, Ethereum, crypto land, they're going to watch. Why did PulseChain go up? What's happening? They're going to believe whatever bullshit narrative is going to come out. They're going to go, oh, people want privacy. Oh, because Richard paid for a listing on Kraken with Mr. Rector Michelle. Maybe that's why it's gone up. So they're going to believe whatever bullshit narrative that is. When really, bro, if they go like, they should just go interview Mr. Rector Michelle and go, hey, why did you put in like $28 million in? And then just listen to the guy talk. He's like, I believe in him. I was here from the start. You know, but then no one's going to believe that. They're not going to believe that story because it's the Fugazi story, okay? Everyone flocks to the green candle. So once again, it comes down to belief. Once again, friends. And that's, we might see pDAI and everything else play out the same way. So what I'm showing you is there is no golden magic answer that you can basically like give you a guarantee of anything. I just showed you, look at that DogeCoin chart, dude. You know, no one had any idea it was going to pump 4,000x. So that's why I've shown you here, right? The people who are left holding like pDAI, PulseChain, everything now, you don't have any certainty. Just like the first cycle believers of HEX, okay? The difference now is, though, there is a difference, okay? Because, friends, we're moving forward in time, the market learns, so the difficulty has to go up, okay? Just like, friends, if you ever played video games, I don't know if you guys played, there was Dark Souls and Demon Souls. Demon Souls was the first one. It was hard at the time, but then people eventually learned it. It's one of those recent games where there's no checkpoints. So if you die like 15 minutes into the level, 25 minutes, you got to start from the beginning, which is very like, it doesn't happen in video games anymore. There's like checkpoints every 2 seconds. There's like quest maps to tell you where to go. This game was just like, hey, run for your life. Okay, then they moved the new one and had to up the difficulty. Yeah, they put in more bosses. Sometimes there were bosses like the gargoyles. You would fight like 3 of them at once. And in the first game, fighting 1 was bad. And they're like, hey, let's throw 3 at them. They went up and up. They upped the difficulty. Then Dark Souls 2 comes out, Dark Souls 3, and then they made the game faster and more aggressive. You need to be more and more experts at the game. It took more and more faster, it required more out of the game. Then you have Elden Ring. There's some like super hard difficulty stuff, but you just watch the difficulty ramp up because everybody knows the base difficulty. Well, in crypto at the start, there was no information. You just being in there, you win. Okay, so now the difficulty goes up, right? How did the difficulty go up? Well, what did Richard do? No more top hat streaming. No more streaming. Oh, you watch his Twitter? Okay, he wrote on his Twitter, stop buying pDAI. You see that? Oh, there's all these Fugazi things. Oh, you think the path to peg involves P-Maker? Here's a death and a resurrection. You don't know what the hell's going on. See, the difficulty gets ramped up. Maybe it's the same for PulseChain as well, friends. Same thing, we're doing it. Like, we got thrown. This is part of the universe. Obviously, not Richard himself. The universe is like, okay, you want your returns now? Let's throw an SEC. Well, friends, we've got to remember, what was the biggest boogeyman in PulseChain community? It was if the government went after Richard. That was the biggest boogeyman, and they did. The nightmare actually happened, right? The legal stuff, having corrupt chairman Gary Gensler with his clown nose, honk, honk, honk. That was the man. That was like the worst nightmare ever. But you lived through it. Now, here's the thing, right? If they throw that at us again, we're like, you're gonna have to up the difficulty, bro. You see what I mean? The difficulty has to go up if you want the returns. That's why it's hard to keep upping the difficulty. That's why what happens is the returns just get lower. In the next cycle, the returns that's what happens, diminishing gains over time, right? So some of this stuff, it's strange because not all of it's Richard's control. Like you want to tell me he put himself on Interpol and SEC? I know he plays 9-dimensional chess, but not 19-dimensional chess. You see, just the universe throws itself out there at you, friends. And when you have these bad things appear, it leaves stronger and stronger strong hands. So the weak hands capitulate exponential amount of quantity to get out. So then when they all come back in, when the times are good, these people who were weak, they're all gone now. They have to buy back in and get like only a fraction of their previous supply. That's why the things do vertical, contrarian. That's what you have the buy low, sell high, the big elastic band swing ups. Because when the things go down, they drop to 90%, everyone just gets rid of all their weak hand supply. But that's what you're seeing in like pDAI right now, isn't it? Literally, everyone, like all the weekend supply, bad, gone, exponential amounts. People are just sending like 1 million, 10 million clips of pDAI, right? But it won't be like that forever. It's the same thing as HEX. Okay, it's the exact same thing, yeah? People dreamed about owning 1 million HEX at the top at 50 cents, right? But man, you could buy that 1 million hex at it was worth $500,000 at the top. People were getting that thing for like a couple of $1,000s. So ultimately, at the end of it, friends, it still comes down to the same crypto principle of simply holding onto your assets and not cheating. The only way you can see explosive high returns is with a high difficulty level like we see right now. Only the faithful remain. If you know this girl, friends, this girl's a meme. This girl she got memed on Twitter. I think people say they joke like whenever a family event seasons come out, like Christmas or Easter, that everyone says, "Oh, this is your cousin," and she's like, I think the story she's meant to be like your cousin, and then you are contemplating, should I hook up with her or not? Oh no, it's my cousin. But yeah, I don't know why she keeps appearing. Maybe you guys know of Instagram. I don't know anything out here. But yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is the backstory to her. That's why you'll see her around out here. Why everyone shares it out. So there you go. Only the strong believers remain. By the way, friends, at no point did I tell you, and then it definitely goes up. I never have that. It's just, like, that's why when people say to me, Somi, it's uncertain, and I'll say, I know. Or they go, oh, but Somi, the founder may or may not have gone. I would say, I know. Just like last time. They go, oh, but Somi, the macro looks bad. I go, I know, Habibi, just like last time. They say, oh no, but there's red monthly candles. I know, just like last time. They go, oh, but. I go, yeah, dude. It's literally just like every other time, dude. Like every other time. They go, oh, so what? Why are you holding this? What makes you different? Well, the fundamentals are still there. You got cult aspect. You have believers. Okay, and you're just playing a whole cycle, friends. Crypto's fundamentals, it's not like stocks. There's no cash flow stuff out here, right? You know, there's a community, there's Metcalfe's law, and you know, it might be as simple, man, like PulseChain, friends. PulseChain, good logos, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, and then you have pDAI, the cult within a cult as well. You have HEX, they survive minus 99%. You know what I mean? If you're outside looking at that, yeah, everyone out there, we survived 99% down. Okay, your worst fear in crypto is your coin goes down 99% and then the government goes after your founder. Guess what? We did that. And we're still here. Okay, so all these things where people are saying like, I know because the price is down, but they're actually strengths, friends. Because you're like, yeah, and we're still here, right? We're still here. It's kind of like someone just literally shot you in the head, but you're still talking to people. They're like, hey, dude, you just got shot in the head. You're like, I know. I'm still standing, right? So many more lollipops are coming for you and me. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't stop believing. Catch you soon.